Have you ever wondered, what if your future could reach back into your past and rewrite it? It sounds like something out of a fantasy novel, doesn't it? But there's a growing body of evidence suggesting this may not be as far-fetched as it seems. Today, let's dive into a world of experiments, stories, and mysteries that will make you question everything you thought you knew about time. Imagine this. A single choice you make tomorrow could ripple backward through time and alter events that have already happened. What if the actions you'll take a year from now have already started shaping your present reality? Let's start with something simple. Light. Picture a single photon of light traveling toward a screen with two slits in it. If you measure which slit the photon goes through, it behaves like a particle, passing through one slit or the other. But if you don't measure it, it behaves like a wave, passing through both slits at the same time. Here's where it gets weird. Scientists have found that your decision to measure or not measure that photon doesn't just determine what happens. It seems to determine what already happened before you made your decision. Yes, before. This experiment, called the delayed choice experiment, was first proposed by physicist John Wheeler, and its results are clear. The future appears to influence the past. Let's think about that for a second. Your choices, the decisions you haven't even made yet, might already be affecting the world around you. It's a phenomenon that isn't just limited to photons. Many of us have experienced something much more personal, déjà vu. Have you ever had that eerie sensation of reliving a moment? Maybe you've thought, I've been here before, or I've seen this exact thing happen already. What if those moments aren't just tricks of the mind? What if they're glimpses of the future echoing back into the present? A study published in Psychological Science suggests this might not be so far-fetched. Researchers found that people's decisions often seem to be influenced by events that haven't happened yet. Could this explain why, in moments of déjà vu, we sometimes feel like we already know what's going to happen next? Here's another curious case. Scientists have conducted experiments where participants are asked to guess what kind of image will appear on a screen. The images aren't selected until after the participants make their guesses. Over time, the participants' accuracy rate is higher than chance would predict. Published in respected journals like Frontiers in Human Neuroscience, these studies suggest something truly puzzling. The human mind might be able to reach forward in time and pull information back into the present. But it's not just scientific experiments that hint at this phenomenon. Let me tell you about Maria. One night she was driving home late when she suddenly felt an overwhelming urge to pull over. She couldn't explain why. Seconds later, a car ran a red light at the intersection ahead. If Maria hadn't stopped, she would have been in the middle of that intersection. Was it a coincidence, or was it something more? A warning from her future self. Stories like Maria's aren't as rare as you might think. Researchers like Dean Radin from the Institute of Noetic Sciences have studied phenomena like this for years. In one series of experiments, participants' bodies showed physiological responses to emotional images moments before they were shown the images. Their heart rates quickened, their skin conductance changed, as if their bodies already knew what was coming. Imagine that for a moment. What if your body is always listening to whispers from the future? This idea, that time isn't linear, has fascinated both scientists and philosophers. Carlo Rovelli, a renowned physicist, argues that our understanding of time as a straight line from past to future is fundamentally flawed. He suggests that the past and the future are part of the same fabric, constantly interacting with each other. Think about that. What if every moment of your life exists all at once, like chapters in a book you haven't finished reading? And the implications go even further. Imagine if we could harness retrocausality to save lives. Scientists are already working on systems that could use signals from the future to warn us about natural disasters like earthquakes. If successful, such technology could evacuate cities before disaster strikes. Think about the lives that could be saved. And in medicine, researchers are exploring whether future treatments could somehow influence recovery in the present. What if doctors could use retrocausal techniques to help patients heal before their symptoms even appeared? Now let's bring this idea closer to home. Have you ever had a gut feeling, an instinct that seemed to come out of nowhere? Maybe it told you not to trust someone or to take a chance on an opportunity. What if that feeling wasn't just intuition? What if it was your future self, reaching back through time to guide you? Next time you feel that, pay attention. It might just be your own personal message from the future. And if you think this is all too abstract, consider this. The observer effect in quantum mechanics shows that the mere act of observing something changes its outcome. But new research suggests it might go even deeper. Observing something today might ripple backward in time to change what happened yesterday. Theoretical physicist Yakir Aharonov calls this a dialogue between the future and the past. What does that mean for us? Could our actions today be rewriting history, even in small ways? Now, before we continue, I want you to take a moment to think about your own experiences. Have you ever felt like the future was trying to tell you something? If you have, let us know in the comments. And if you're finding this exploration as fascinating as I am, make sure to hit that like button. It helps us connect with more people who share our curiosity about life's mysteries. Let's step back for a second and look at the bigger picture. Retrocausality isn't just an interesting theory. It's a challenge to everything we think we know about reality. If time isn't linear, then what does that mean for free will? Are we truly making our own choices, or are we simply playing out events that have already been set in motion? It's a question that has no easy answer, but one that's worth pondering. Here's something else to consider. In the world of quantum physics, there's a phenomenon called entanglement. When two particles are entangled, whatever happens to one particle instantly affects the other, no matter how far apart they are. It's almost as if they're communicating faster than the speed of light. Some scientists believe this could also involve retrocausality, the idea that the particles are affecting each other not just across space but across time as well. As we near the end of this journey, I want to leave you with one final thought. Retrocausality suggests that the future isn't something that simply happens to us. It's something we're already connected to in ways we're only beginning to understand. So the next time you feel a strange sense of déjà vu, or your instincts tell you something you can't quite explain, ask yourself, could this be a message from your future? The answers might be closer than we think. If this exploration has sparked something in you, share it with someone who loves asking these kinds of questions. And don't forget to subscribe to Universal Insights. Together, we can continue exploring the mysteries of time, reality, and the human experience. And before you go, I want to challenge you. The next time you feel a gut instinct, trust it. Maybe, just maybe, it's your future self trying to tell you something. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.